Good afternoon everyone and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be having a little look at the new tyres fitted on the 6420S. We're going to be going down to the bottom of the yard, checking out some of the tidying that's been going on and chatting about some of the work that was done to David Brown earlier this week. And also we're going to be heading down to the field and checking out some of the cows and calves down there and just seeing how they're progressing. So let's get going at it. So, before we get going with the video tonight, if you're not already a subscriber, don't forget to hit the sub button, leave a like on the video, comment down below. There's a little bell just beside the sub button as well. Hit it, just gives you notification every time I post a video. None of this stuff costs you anything, so if you can do it at all, please do it. It's all these little interactions that just help the channel to move forward. So, if you've done it already, thank you very much. If you haven't, please try and give it a go. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the 6.4's new tyres. So we put a new set of Bridgestone tyres on it. Why did we change the tyres on it? Well, a few reasons. First reason was tyres that was on it were down to about 20% roughly. And look, at most applications it was no issue. If you're doing road work, no issue. Usually spraying once you weren't working in wet conditions, no issue. Where you do find the issue was drawing silage. If the ground was a little bit on the wet side. It wasn't an issue this year, but we've seen it last year, especially in the second cut. Yeah, grass was a little bit on the damp side, the ground was a little greasy, 6.4 wasn't going places that it usually went. So that was one of the first things we said, look, we're going to change the tyres on this tractor, because it was marking the ground and it was slowing the job up a little bit when we were lifting the side. So that was one reason. The other reason is this baler now, this tractor will be doing all the baling, and later on, it's not going to be an issue early in the year because it will be hopefully working in hay in dry conditions, but later in the year making a few round bales or something. We didn't want to have tractor working maybe in damper conditions and not able to get it uphill. Some of the ground that we'll be baling, it's quite hilly, so you need good tyres on it. If you've lovely flat fields, again, wouldn't have been an issue. So that's a couple of the reasons. Another reason too was that last year we changed the front tyres, and this has also been an ongoing issue. When spraying, we're doing a little bit too much crop damage. So we had especially with the front wheels, we had intended to put narrow wheels. So we went full size narrower on the front wheels last year when we changed them, because they were pretty well down. And now I had an issue with one of them where I damaged the tyre, busted it, and it kind of forced a hand on changing the front tyres last year. So first tyre and only tyre I've ever busted in my, but again, it was something that we had planned to do, was to change the tyre to a narrower tyre for spraying, just a little bit less crop damage. And yeah, that has worked out well. This year in spraying, we have been doing less damage to the crop. Also, we want to go a little bit narrow on the rear tyre. So we did have a look at the next size down from this, and it was looking like it was too narrow on the tractor. So we went with the same size again, even though when you measure it, it's about 1.5 inches narrower than the previous tyre that went on it 10 years ago. And I've noticed that with tyres over the last number of years, that they are narrower now than what they used to be. The first time I noticed it was in 2011 with the Teleporter. We had Michelin tyres on it. We changed it for another set of Michelin tyres, and the second set of Michelin tyres that we put on were 1.5 inches narrower. So they were the same size on the sidewall, but they were slightly narrower. And I've seen that across the board now with all tyres. Manufacturers seem to be all measuring now from, I think it's from the sidewall rather than the end of the lug. So sidewall usually bulges out slightly, and they seem to be measuring from there. Look, it's probably saving them a little bit of money on rubber, making the tyres just a bit narrower, so it's just the way it is. But in our case, it has worked out well. We've put on the same size of tyre, but it's fractionally slightly narrower. So, but yeah, went for the Bridgestone. Why do we go for the Bridgestone? Well, we put the Bridgestones on the 6.9 earlier in the year. We've got about 400 hours on them, and we're really, really happy with how they're doing. You can see just here the Bridgestone print, the tyre size along here, and it's just about wore off on the 6.9, and it has done a lot of road work. So in 400 hours they have wore down very, very little, so it bodes well for the future. I think that the Bridgestone tyre will last very, very well. And look, we're very happy with this. Great sidewalls, very stable under load. We've tried the 6.9 at this stage now with ploughing, sowing, drawing potatoes, drawing meal, all heavy jobs. Super, very, very happy with it. Very comfortable on the road too. So look, there was a no-brainer. We were going to go for the Bridgestone again. So yeah, got the tyres fitted down with Shane McManus in down Co.louth Road, Dundalk. So again, I get look, I'm not getting that out of it, but if you're looking for tyres, give him a shout. He's very, very competitive, and yeah, see if you can do something with him if you're looking for tyres. But yeah, so that's it. We'll see how they get on. But as I say, we're very, very happy with the ones on the 6.9. That's really it. Nothing really else I don't think to say on that. So what we'll do is we'll head on down to the bottom of the yard. We'll look at some of the work that was going on down there over the last few days. So we've moved down to the bottom of the yard here. It's raining, so this is dedication here, and I'm making this video. So yesterday I spent basically the whole day here till about 9 o'clock last night washing this section of the yard. Power hose obviously was out. You can see it here was on the David Brown. And I spent about 12 hours yesterday washing the yard here. Quite a bit of work in it. Washed all the walls down, washed the concrete all down. Kind of stopped just with the linings here, the two sheds, and continued on up in this other side as well. So it made quite a nice job. Look at it. It freshens the whole yard up when you do that. Very time consuming, but definitely a very worthwhile project. Wanted to get it done because bales, you can see them stacked there. They're the bales I baled last Thursday with the new baler. They were wrapped Friday morning. I drew them to here on Friday evening. I left them just stacked here where the silage trailer is. So yeah, drew them to there on Friday evening. And they sat there until yesterday Monday because I wanted to stack them here in front of the silage pit, but obviously I didn't want to stack them there when there was a lot of green and a lot of muck and just needing a bit of a clean. So look, initially I intended only to wash one side of it yesterday, but once I started at it, I just kept going until it was finished. So it's just one of them jobs that time consuming but very, very rewarding, and yeah, definitely a worthwhile job. David Brown, it's on the washer. It's actually had quite a bit of work done to it towards the end of last week. I know it was just finished over the weekend. Last year we used it on the square baler. You might remember seeing it on the square baler, and yeah, clutch was slipping on a little bit, both the PTO clutch and when you're driving it. If you really pushed it or had a load on it, it slipped a little bit. It's doing it really since we got it. Now there's not massive hours on this tractor. There's only 2,200 or 300 now when we got it. There's now, just looking at it here, there's 3,250 hours on it now. So look, there's not massive hours on it, but obviously it got a little bit of abuse the clutch before we got the tractor, and it always slipped a little bit when it was on the pressure, but a little bit more last year than usual even. So it was just time to get it done. So Dad split it I think it was last Wednesday he split it. Done the clutch, whole clutch kit in it. Yeah, release bearing was gone, with all the usual stuff that needs to be done when you're in there. Sorted it all out, got it back together, and it just made a huge difference to the tractor. So my battery went out at just completely the wrong time. But yeah, as I was about to say, clutch on the tractor is extremely light now, very, very light, easy to push, and it should make a huge difference to it now when we're using it. We do intend to do all the rowing up with the hay bob with the David Brown, and we'll use it at some stage doing a little bit of square baling, whether it be straw or hay or whatever, we'll see at the time. But yeah, we'll get a bit of footage of it. Very nice to see the David Brown in action. We also done a bit of a job on the seat. He pushed it back. We're not small. We're both, Dad's about, I think 6'2", 6'3", and I'm 6'3", 6'4"-ish. So yeah, we needed the seat pushed back. So he moved the seat back by about 3 inches, and that'll give us a bit more space when we're in there. So expect to see plenty of work from the David Brown during the hay season. Surprised nobody has ever noticed in the last 3 months that this isn't actually its bonnet. It's actually a spare bonnet we have. Its own bonnet had a little damage here. and we sent it away to get it fixed. Somebody noticed the other bonnet in the shed beside the baler there about a month ago, but yeah, the lights in this one here, they're in the centre, whereas the lights on this tractor's original bonnet is here at the side. So yeah, very surprised. Usually is a very fast at copping things like that. Usually if there's something sitting in the yard or something different, somebody always cops it straight away, but this wasn't copped. So but then again, maybe it's because the tractor didn't star in any videos as such. It was kind of just in the background, maybe sitting in the background. But again, usually someone cops it, so you're slipping up a little bit. But that's really it. I don't know whether I'm going to go down there and take any of this footage from the cows and calves, because it's raining. It's going to take me about a half an hour. I'm down there doing a bit of drone flying and getting soaking wet. I don't fancy that, so we'll postpone the footage of we'll postpone the footage of the cows and calves until another day. So I'll get that done maybe over the weekend, maybe have that up for Sunday's video, if I'm not too busy at hay. So as I said, it looks like we're going to have a little bit of hay weather coming in over the coming days. We'll see if we can just get it to zoom in here that you can see it. Wednesday, you can see it there, showing that there is going to be a little bit of rain on Wednesday, which we weren't seeing earlier on. But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week, all looking like the weather is going to improve. So I'd be hoping that we'll be maybe cutting hay. We'll see what the weather does tomorrow. Maybe we may not get much of it here, that rain, that little bit of rain that's forecast. So might be mowing some grass tomorrow. We'll see how it works out. If I am, of course, video will be taken and it'll be uploaded probably on Thursday if we do mow tomorrow. If we mow on Thursday, more than likely be on Friday. Just see how it all works out. So that's it. As always, thank you very much for watching. As I said earlier, if you're not a subscriber, hit the sub button, leave a like on the video, comment down below, and we'll see you later in the week. Have a good week.